So today, the time for talk is over. Now it's time to get to work. So I did get started a little bit late today. I did sleep in till about 11 because the night before we had a power outage and I was dealing with that, so I didn't get a whole lot of sleep that night. And so I needed to get a little bit caught up on my sleep. But once I got up and got my shower and got my clothes on, I decided to go out and do a little bit of shopping first. So I stopped in Target first and happened to run into my brother Brad there, by the way. But I picked up a couple of containers for the rack in my bathroom, and they look pretty good. And while I was out, I decided to stop by Michael's because I had seen Voltaire's video on his Michael's Halloween haul on his channel, which, by the way, if you've not seen Gothic homemaking, you definitely need to watch it. I mean, if you've ever wanted your house to look like it belongs to the Addams family, this is the channel for you. And if you've never wanted your house to look like the Addams family house, then watch the channel anyway, and it'll change your mind. So I went in, and they had a lot of great fall decorations that would be good for Halloween, Thanksgiving, things like that. But their Halloween setup this year was amazing. It was massive. They had a little bit of everything, including some small animatronics that were really cool.
Happy Halloween.
But the main reason I was there was because I had seen a couple of catch-all dishes that Voltaire had shown on his video. One of a pair of raven wings and another a pair of bat wings. And when the moment I saw them on Voltaire's video, I knew I had to have them. And so I went to Michael's hoping to find them, knowing that if they had them in stock, I was going to buy them. Well, they did, and so I did. That's an awesome shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
After I made my purchases, I hopped in my car and headed home. And so here I am getting ready to get started on my room. And today's agenda is going to be trash and incidentals. Trash, of course, being stuff that obviously needs to be thrown away. Incidentals for me are objects that I suspect I'm going to use, or I know I'm going to use, but I don't really have a place for yet. I think a lot of people, when they have problems with clutter in their house, that's part of the problem. Is they may have items that they know they're going to use, but they don't really have a place where it belongs when they're not using it. So it just kind of sits around anywhere. Or they put it out of the way, out of sight, out of mind, and then they turn around, and when they do actually need it, they have either lost it or they don't even remember that they have it. And I'm really, really bad for that. Very often, a lot of my cleaning involves taking all the incidentals and putting them in a storage box to go through them later and figure out where I'm going to put things. But, just to get them out of the way temporarily so that I can get some cleaning done. Unfortunately for me, that tends to be a trap, and let me show you why. Here in my garage, I have bins filled with items that I consider incidentals. In other words, these are items that I figure I'm going to use eventually, but I've got them stored and out of the way. And there are bins and bins full of these things. Now, of course, a lot of people will tell you that if you've got a bunch of stuff in bins that you're not going after, that you might as well just give the stuff away, because obviously if you needed it, you'd be using it. But I can't tell you how many times I've been looking for something and gone out into one of these bins and searched all the bins until I found what I needed. So, I mean, eventually I do need some of this stuff. I just don't know exactly where I need to keep it. I mean, I'm limited with my storage space. And so I need to figure out what I absolutely need to have. And the stuff that I don't, that I figure will wind up being stored out here, I need to organize it in a way so that I know exactly where stuff is so I can get to it when I need it. Because there have been a few times where I've needed something and forgot that I had one in one of these bins and wound up ordering another one just to discover later on that I had one the whole time. And so This is not the best way of keeping my stuff together. So one thing I have to be really careful about is when I start putting incidentals in boxes, that they don't just wind up in here and I wind up losing it. Here I go again, starting up another bin full of stuff that, if I'm not careful, will wind up going into the garage and getting lost. But the plan right now is to get trash put in bags and get some things moved out of the way so that I can get started with the major cleaning and organizing. So I've got to take the crusty layer off the top first. So let's get to work. So, pretty good stuff so far, for today anyway. But I ain't done yet, because on the other side, we still got a load of chaos to go.